If you are a mother, you shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Or should you? In today's episode, we have the founder of Wonderbewbz, Jolene, with us.
Hi.
And I say that because she is a mother.
Yes. And an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Best of both worlds.
How many kids do you have?
One, he's 3. But being a mother and an entrepreneur at the same time is hard shit, man.
We're going to touch on your business first. Wonderbewbz, right? And I think to the people who don't know, Wonderbewbz actually freezes.
We freeze dry breast milk into powder.
Okay, and how does that work?
So it's done through this process called freeze drying. We take frozen breast milk, we put it into our freeze dryers where it does all the magic and it turns into powder. So freeze drying is a process that removes moisture entirely out of whatever product you put in. And then what is left behind is a nutrient-dense, rich powder. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
So where do you get the idea to do this?
My husband was the one who actually saw this technology overseas. So he saw it on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, look, this is very interesting. And I was then in my 3rd trimester. So I thought, oh, that looks like a very practical solution, especially for mothers in Singapore, because I've heard my friends saying, I got no space in my freezer, I have to throw them away. And it's very disheartening to hear that, you have to throw your breast milk away because there's no solution for you, right? So I thought that this is a really practical solution for breastfeeding mothers. And then I did over 1.5 years of research and everything before I got to start my business while in the thick of motherhood.
So apart from freezer space, why else is it like a beneficial thing to do to freeze your breast milk?
So for this, I would like to share my personal story.
Okay.
So Wonderbewbz started out because of my personal journey, and the first customer that drank the freeze-dried breast milk is my son. So I started this with my own breast milk. I had trials from my friends' expired breast milk, and we did a lot of R&D trials and everything before I was confident enough to start it with my own breast milk. And the push was because I didn't have a lot of breast milk. Contrary to all the misconceptions, everyone said that, oh, you must have started this business because you have a lot of milk. Actually, no. I came from the other side of it where I made only just enough. So every single drop was super, super precious. Yeah. So, and my son refused my thawed milk. So you would have probably heard from mothers saying, oh, but my baby don't drink my thawed milk, frozen milk that is thawed, right? So that was me. And to see it go down the drain when I already didn't have enough is really heartbreaking. So after I turned it into powder, he took all of it. So freeze drying actually gave my milk a second chance at life, sort of. Yeah. So this is really the main driving reasons, because I know a lot of mothers would have also faced similar issues like this.
Because Rianne didn't like thawed breast milk too, but she would eat it as a frozen popsicle. Yeah. Because when breast milk thaws, right, there is a very strong metallic taste to it because of the lipase in it. So I guess freeze-dried breast milk eradicates that.
It doesn't really eradicate. So why the lipase gets so pungent in that sense, right? It's because of the state change. So in the frozen state and it goes into liquid state, it actually activates the lipase enzyme even more than if it were to be in a liquid state by itself. So with freeze drying, it actually stops future lipase activity because we remove all of the moisture, water out of it. So lipase is an enzyme that requires the water to be activated. Yeah, so with freeze drying, we remove all of it, and then what's left is also a solid state, right? So it doesn't go through that state change. So after you reconstitute the powder, the taste and the smell is actually a lot milder than what it would be in its thawed version. Yeah.
It's also very easy to carry around. Actually, I mean, I've never tried Wonderbewbz, but I did try freeze drying breast milk when I had, for me it was excess milk, but also because I feel like when you travel a lot and also when you go out, especially if you let's say you don't have a helper, or let's say you are one person taking care of your baby outside, when you have to pump and then you have to keep it, and then if let's say you bring frozen ones out, you need to thaw it, you need to bring your temporary milk warmer out, or you need to ask them, hi, can I have a bowl of hot water to literally heat up your milk? So when I tried freeze drying breast milk at the time, what it did was it actually changed everything, especially when I was transitioning into formula, right? Like, I think a lot of people like were concerned also, because if let's say you're changing to formula, how much actually do you give your child? But with freeze drying breast milk, right, because I think every packet that is packed, like you guys have a certain ml that they pack for you. So actually when I mix with formula, I feel my daughter accepted it way more. Guys.
Feeding your baby popsicle breast milk, does that count as breastfeeding?
Why not?
It's a snack. It can be a snack.
It's a breast milk snack.
Yeah.
Right?
But does it count as a breastfeeding session?
I mean,
no, not a
it's-
session.
Yeah,
Not
it's
a session.
expressed breast milk lah.
But
Okay.
it still gives the nutrients that it's supposed to give. Because it's...
And I would think it's better because it's frozen. So you pack the...
Okay, that was at an older stage lah, when she was much older.
when she has teeth lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was eating it as a popsicle.
Okay. And okay, the when I look at the business, right, I feel like this is the kind of business where you need a lot of qualifications to do. Because I mean there's a lot of science that goes behind it and so on and so forth. Did you have the qualifications or did you go and get the qualifications?
The qualifications that I
Okay,
had...
you know what? Wait. I feel like the questions makes you sound very bad. Like what if you say you don't have, you know?
No, it's okay. So the qualifications that I had was curiosity, passion, and heart.
You see that's a good answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't come from a science background,
Okay.
but I was just a very curious and passionate mother who saw what this could be. And I wanted to bring this technology to mothers out there who can experience it for themselves as well. So it started as a logical, practical solution and alternative that I saw. But because it was weaved into my own breastfeeding journey and how it gave my milk a second life, I knew that there was more to it. Yeah, so the research lasted about 1.5 years. And as I shared earlier, I had to do a lot of R&D and everything. And when I was confident enough to give that to my son, that's where I know, okay, now I can launch this to help other mothers.
Yeah.
So the whole process is always with this one question in mind: would I feed this to my son? If I would, then I know I've cleared the mother that step, you know?
Yeah. And I saw your video on Colchester. Shout out to Colchester. Colchester did a office tour of your office, right? And the facility looks insane, right? And the first thing that went through my mind is like, this is minimally a $500,000 investment.
Pretty close, $250,000.
Wow.
Okay. And the machines and everything, like what was the most expensive part of the business?
The machines took most of it. The clean room is actually the one that the infrastructure. So basically, $250,000 went into the entire infrastructure, testing of our processes, getting all our lab tests done with SGS. Basically, is to really validate the entire process. So a lot of the investment actually went into infrastructure and process building.
Wow.
What's the clean room?
A clean room is a space where HEPA filters pump clean air in. So in clean room context itself, there are different grades. So ours is a ISO 6, which is a class 1000. Okay, it's just very scientific term.
I only
now.
know two as HEPA. Is in my Dyson vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
ISO is
air
my phone.
purifier.
That's iOS, but okay. Yeah.
ISO is camera. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so ISO is a standard, it's an international standard that is set. So HEPA filters, we have a lot of it in our clean room. So basically whatever that is in the clean room is highly purified air.
Okay.
So we do all of our processes inside the clean room. So you don't have dust, you don't have any contaminants that is inside the area. Yeah, that's how...
Because when the powder comes out, you need to pack it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
when you pack it, it's in the finest powder form. So the clean room makes sense because it is completely purified. Wow.
Yeah, so...
No dust, no.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And like, what's the maintenance of that? Like, do they come and check all the time?
They do. So maintenance of the air quality is done minimally every 6 months.
Okay.
So for freeze drying facilities is actually damn expensive to even run. To set up is already expensive. To run it on a monthly basis is also really expensive because my freeze dryers, once a batch of milk goes in, it takes 48 hours to dry. So it has to be there running for 48 hours. Can you imagine my electrical
Yeah,
consumption?
that's what also I was thinking. Like,
Yeah, and for freeze dryers to run in their optimal state, they need aircon. They need to run at 22 to 23 degrees. So my aircon
My
is also
Lord.
on 24/7. My HEPA filters are on 24/7. Yeah, so it's very high cost.
okay, can you share us like a rough number of how much your electricity bills are?
My electricity bills is about 2.5 every month. Yeah.
That is at least 10 households.
I'm actually more interested. So if let's say a mom comes to you or wanting to freeze dry her breast milk, what's your rate? Like, how do you guys charge?
We start from 188 from 1.5 liters. So the more volume you send in, the per liter rate goes down.
Is that considered, I mean, I don't know anything about this industry. Is that considered affordable?
It depends on how you see it. If you value the effort that you put into your breastfeeding journey, I would say no amount of price can determine whether it's...
That's a very PR answer.
No, but I understand where you come from, though, to be very honest, because from like a mom point of view, right? And for somebody who, I mean, I know you came from a complete opposite direction, but I came from really oversupply. And oversupply to the point I kept having mastitis, and I really wanted to stop. I told myself I cannot do it anymore. But I had so much supply in my freezer and my fridge. You know, my freezer was full. I had 2 freezers, and until my mom had to get a freezer out of like an ice cream factory to freeze my breast milk at the time. So I kept thinking, and breast milk in the fridge only can last for so long.
4 days.
Freezer, can only last for 6 months.
Yeah.
So it only can last for so long. And for some reason, I just didn't feel like, you know, it's a bit like 搞味. In Chinese, we say like, it's a bit 搞味. Like, I didn't feel like at peace when my milk is in the fridge or the freezer, because I kept thinking, what if one day my electricity just...
Yeah, that happened to me.
Everything goes.
Yeah,
then
it's
a nightmare.
Ask my neighbor, can I borrow your freezer? Then send some to my parents' house also. And then like try and scramble to get a new fridge and freezer. But then they only delivered like 3 days later. Oh, nightmare.
Actually, I don't want to sound out of touch, okay, when I say this, but I feel like 188 per liter is not that bad. You see, I'm going to sound so out of touch. I know.
I mean, okay, it depends on. That's why I'm thinking like, what do we compare that 188 to? To the maybe the mums to be, right? Okay, 1.5 liters. How that is like what, 1 week worth of breast milk or
No.
Less than that.
Like a few days.
Yeah.
No, but you know, as a
so
mom,
wait. So essentially, right? I'm not saying your business is expensive. Okay, I'm just trying to like paint some context for the audience watching. So in a week, they have to spend about close to $400 if let's say they produce like 3 liters of milk.
So that's the thing that a lot of people see in terms of like, oh, if my baby drink this much, if I freeze dry this much, this is how much I need to pay. But you're actually, when you're freeze drying it, you're not using it immediately.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Because when you freeze dry, right? Example, last time when I used to freeze dry, although it's not with you, sorry about that, girl. But that time when I freeze dried my breast milk, right? Okay, when you freeze dry, you are still actively pumping, dude. You still have a lot of milk, no? Like I would freeze dry, okay, example, 1 week I pump. The freezer that I was using that time, maybe I have about 3 liters. I will send 3 liters to freeze dry. But keep in mind, the next week I have the 3 liters again. But you know what? Actually, I think a lot of people don't girl math this. And let me convince the moms. If you are a Gen Z, then go for you. Understand my language. But if you're millennial, please try your best. Okay? God bless. God bless. 感谢主. Okay? Like when I was freeze drying my breast milk, right? I was actually, to be honest, I tried once, and after that I was a paying customer. I ended up as a paying customer just to support, because actually I really understand the business is not cheap. I have friends who do freeze dried candy. It's not a cheap business to run, and I feel like, you know, you all more and above, you should support your local businesses. Cause
okay, where's the girl math? I was waiting for the girl math.
Girl math is coming. So the girl math is basically, think about it. Let's say if you were to stop pumping, now you need to go and buy formula. How much is formula? $75, $60 to $75 for your regular brands out there. Okay, my daughter, she drinks a $75 one. I remember exactly. If you buy in supermarket here, buy online, sometimes got promo lah, okay? But let's say $75. But again, I mean, if you can give breast milk, always give breast milk, correct? So let's say you freeze dry all this breast milk and then you're still actively pumping. The day that you stop, you still have some remnants in your fridge. But then you don't need to go and buy formula first. You can use the ones that you paid off. So technically, it's the same amount of money that you'll be spending on your milk powder. What? Okay, maybe a little bit more. But you are keeping that longevity of using breast milk. So technically, it is free. Because you know what? You know why it is free? You know why it's free? Because you are saving money and you don't need to buy formula milk. Technically, it's not just free. You are profiting.
I'm confused, but okay, I get what you mean. So the value here is in being able to feed your child breast milk for a longer period of time.
And because of that you are saving money and not buying formula first. You eventually have to buy formula, but remember, you have to buy formula for quite a long time, okay?
I think the girl math is the with the milk that you produce and you pay 188, the longevity of that 188 that you pay because it's frozen breast milk can
It goes
go
by
long.
liter also.
Yeah, like it goes longer and it's way more nutritious. That's the
No
girl
lah,
math.
not really way more nutritious. Depends. It really depends. But I feel every mother, we want to do that. And also you're paying for peace of mind.
Okay,
Okay.
so what's the maximum capacity a mother can send in?
There's no maximum actually.
Wow.
So
Why,
I've
more-
done 70 liters, 70 for one mother.
Yo, that
And
one
then how
better be
does the-
wholesale
so-
price, girl.
Yeah, so how much is
wholesale
that?
It is wholesale price. So in the span of 3 months, we were picking up. Every month I pick up was like 20 plus liters. Yeah.
And how much did she pay for 70 liters?
If you don't mind sharing.
I really forgot the total amount.
Like if I'm a
I don't have my
oversupply,
calculator.
like
yeah.
if I'm an oversupply mom, then I would want to like freaking max it out.
Yeah.
So this mother that we freeze dried 70 liters is her third child. So her first 2 child, she was like, where were you when I needed you? The first 2 child, she had oversupply. She had to throw freezers and freezers of milk away. And she was like, well, that's all my effort. Like my stylist, she has been getting it a lot and a lot. She's like, oh, all my hard work and effort and pain I went through, all the time that I spent, I just have to throw it all away like that. There wasn't any solution out there for her. Like it's either you donated it or you really milk bath it or you throw it away. So we were around for her third child, and that's why she was like, no matter how much I'm going to spend, I'm just going to do it because I can keep it for very long. So she freeze dried that 70 liters, and then she stopped her breastfeeding journey earlier, but then she could still extend it by using her powder. So she actually sent me a video. Hey, look at the 27 boxes stacked up. She videoed it for me. She's like, today is the last day of this was previously she took it, and then like when she was finishing, she's like, today is the last box I have. And then she was like sending me, and she was saying, thank you so much for allowing me to extend this for another 8 months.
Now, we talk a little bit about you. We spoke about the business quite a bit already. Before we go to that, please go and check out Wonderbewbz, guys. If you guys are looking to freeze your breast milk, go and check out Wonderbewbz. But I want to say, like, what was your... you said you had a full-time job. What do you actually do before that?
I was doing branding and marketing. Actually, I was doing a lot of things. So
We love a side quest queen.
yeah, I had...
Slay.
I was doing A&R in a music label for about 2+ years.
Okay.
And then I went on to be a preschool educator for 2+ years.
Side quest queen.
Okay.
And then I did marketing and branding for about 3 years before I did this. Yeah.
Side quest queen. I love that for
Wait,
you.
which music label is this? I can beep it out, don't worry.
I mean, it's not here anymore. Like they shut down. That's why I lost my job lah, basically. Yeah. So after that, I co-founded an entertainment company with my boss back then. So that's where I first dipped my toes into the startup
Entrepreneurship,
kind of
yeah.
life. Yeah. And at that time, too young lah, so it was too much for me. Yeah. So I quit.
Okay.
Then I was like, I'm done with corporate. I want to do something chill. So I went to be a preschool teacher. Yeah. But I guess all these experiences actually helped shape who I am today.
Yeah.
And it kind of encompasses how I run Wonderbewbz today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say also it's actually Wonderbewbz is not really your first startup.
Kind
I think
of, I guess.
your first one that you actually own.
Yeah,
lah.
like properly
Yeah.
doing something. Yeah.
Wait, so then where is your husband in all of this?
My husband, he has his own business as well. Yeah.
So you're running it alone lah.
I am,
technically.
yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
We love an entrepreneurial queen.
Yeah. It's
You are so good at ad-libs.
Thank
Continue
you.
doing that. Yeah.
I'm a Gen Zer.
And okay, which brings me to my next question, right? How do you juggle a business and being a mom without actually burning out? Because I feel like today, right, in today's generation, right, especially in your generation, entrepreneurship is like,
My generation
Very-
is Gen Z.
yeah, it sounds very sexy.
Like glorified.
Like, or rather the girl boss movement, you know? Like, I want to be my own girl, but you are a girl boss, right? Yeah, so how do you do that both without actually burning out? And then you can maybe tell us, how do you manage your time between being a boss and being a parent?
without burning out is not the right phrase to use because I have burnt out. To be honest, it's hard to juggle motherhood and entrepreneurship at the same time. It's really damn tough. There are days where other people doubt you. There are days where you doubt yourself a lot. And it's hard to actually juggle. I don't think there's balance in any of it. It's just rhythm. And you just have to go with the flow. Some days you need to prioritize the business more. Some days you need to prioritize your son more. And you kind of just flow with it. I used to be very hard on myself the early days. And I think being hard on myself actually caused burnt out even more because you have so many things in your head that you want to do it right? But let's face it, like nobody's perfect, right? So it's very hard to do anything to 100% all the time.
Can I ask you, girl, are you a perfectionist?
I am.
So are you like
It's hard, man.
like, do you visualize, or are you are you like a visual, meaning when you plan your business, when you were doing your research and everything, like, were you somebody that envision like visually everything, or it was more like a mind map in your head, like mind map, or was it like visual? You saw the vision come to life. Okay. Means your mind is constantly running 24/7.
I see things like scenes, you know.
I get it. I really get it.
Yeah. It's hard.
All the
So
entrepreneurs.
it's very hard to switch also sometimes. Like just recently, I was so stuck on, because we just expanded our clean room. I was so stuck on, okay, how am I going to get more sales in? How am I going to get more revenue in? And when I was in that zone, right, I feel that I have undiagnosed ADHD also. So when you're hyper-focused, it's really hard to plug me out from that. And then my son is like that, Mama, play with me. Then I say, okay, 10 minutes. And then I'm doing. And I didn't stop after that. Then he got angry. He snapped like, Mama, play with me. And I was like, I snapped at him. I said, wait. Mama said, wait, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, and then he was like, you can see the distraught on his face. And immediately I went like, shit. Like, what did I just do? Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard to balance motherhood and business. And you just gotta give yourself some grace, I guess, at times. Because you're balancing so much.
Yeah. Do you feel like your purpose kind of clash? So I feel like, okay, if let's say I'm a parent and I start a business, right? In my head, it's very hard for me to see the purpose, whether it's for myself or am I building something for my son? Yeah. How do you see that?
From what I do, he was the catalyst of everything. I might not have started this business because of him, but because of him, this business existed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started this because he made me a mother, and I realized how hard it is to be a mother in this day and age. And I just wanted to give that kind of support forward for other mothers who might be facing or going through the same thing.
Yeah. So now when you do work, do you like, okay, like this is for my son, or do you go like, this is for the business?
I wouldn't say this is for the business. Actually, I'm not a profit-driven person, so I have a problem with that. Yeah, it's always a purpose-driven thing, right? Like,
oh, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I get it. I really get it. Like, I love that. When I heard that, that's why I asked you, are you a vision person? Because when you vision, you don't think of numbers.
Yeah.
And it's not to say it's a bad thing.
it's quite bad for a business owner, I feel.
It's actually very bad, yeah.
$250,000, yeah. But I feel like I think sometimes I like to, you see, this is not me giving advice, okay? But I just like to share. I think that like, I get the vision part because I'm the same. I vision everything. So when it doesn't come to life, I get very angry. I get very agitated. Like I got hyper focused also. So I'm very focused. And like, let's say I want something to happen, it has to happen like now. It has to happen now. If not, I cannot function. Yeah. But like recently I've been learning to like tell myself and like give myself grace, because you still have to do that balance. I think like you have to not be so hard on yourself. Like take a step back and then like, he asked about purpose and you said you're a purpose-driven person. Like I feel it's so important to remember like why you do it and who are the people you're doing it for, your why. I read a book. Guys, I read a book. Can you believe it? I read a book. It's not very thick, but it's quite thin. Yeah, you don't believe. I knew it, but I read a book. It's called The World Needs Your Freaking Ideas. You should go and read it. All of you should read it. It really gives you perspective into running a business and finding your purpose to why. So like when you say you're a vision person, I instantly know sometimes you will get lost in your visions that you cannot find your purpose. But when you do your business, I feel like you are helping so many women, because as somebody who paid for freeze drying, it really changed my entire breastfeeding game. Like I could stop at 6 months when I was supposed to go to at least 1 year, but I really couldn't take it. Like as a mom, especially I think women in Singapore who work, when they go back to work after their maternity jobs, like their maternity leaves, and then they go back to work, to pump and to go home and take care of your child is a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
So actually this helps a lot, especially at the moment with the 70 liters, girl, shout out to you, man. Yeah.
And I mean, like a day to day, right, as an entrepreneur, and you are the boss as well, right? Does balance really like, is there such thing as balance?
Yeah, like I said just now, I don't think there's balance. It's really rhythm. So some days you gotta work more, then you work more lor. Then some days I'm like, okay, today is just for my son. So last time I used to work on Sundays also. Like really, when I was running everything myself. So I started this as a solo founder. Only about 1.5 years in, then I hired people to help me. So that first 1.5 years, really no day, no night like that, Like every day you're just working. If you're home, you're thinking about things. It's easier when your kid is younger. But when they start having their own mindsets, their own thoughts, they start being more assertive on things, that's where you realize, wow, you need to do things intentionally or they will be looking because they are starting to see and they are starting to understand things. Yeah. So when you don't do that intentionally, then things like this happen. Mama, you never bring me out. You will say stuff like that. Then it kind of bring you back to, okay, you need to know why you started the business in the first place. Yes, it's to help mothers, but it's also to help myself have more time so that I'm not caught up in a corporate job where I need to work 9 to 5 and then I only have a certain amount of leave days, right?
Yeah. I want to say that's a scam. The idea is a total scam. Yeah, like you really have to...
Entrepreneurship, you're like
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7. Like really, and I mean like a lot of people use that like on TikTok or whatever.
Like they glorifying women entrepreneurship.
Yeah. But it's actually like you need to understand that. I feel like number one, you need to work 24/7.
Yeah.
Number two, being broke as a normal person who's working full-time job and being broke as an entrepreneur is two different things.
Yeah, two different things.
Yeah, we
It's
get
really
it.
like two different things. And sometimes like, you put in so much money. Sometimes you take out your savings and you put in already.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you know that money is not coming back next month. Yeah, and like,
She got a backer. At least you got a person who believes in your
Yeah, it's still stressful.
which is
because-
actually worse. Because now you owe people money.
Yeah, it's stressful, actually. It's really stressful.
Like, I mean, like some people say they rather take from bank. I mean, because you can liquidate and after that. Or rather, if let's say you cannot pay back, you can liquidate, file bankruptcy or whatever. But actually, I don't know. As an entrepreneur, would you rather borrow from someone or borrow from bank?
Oh my God, I cannot even answer you this because my girl math is so bad.
Girl, you know what? You cannot have this kind of mindset.
Right.
You know, as people glorify entrepreneurship, right? You cannot have this kind of mindset, guys. If you want to start a business, you can never think of failing. That is rule number one. When you start a business, you must just believe that everything will work out in God's timing and God's plan. I'm not kidding. I'm so delusional.
Failure is not an option.
No, I agree and disagree with that. Like, if you're not ready to fail means you don't know how you're going to fail. If you don't know how you're going to fail, then you don't know
Sometimes
how
you just need
should
to cut
succeed.
your losses
Yeah.
early.
Failing is not failing because every problem that happens is a good thing. It's about perspective.
Yeah,
So
lah.
would you see it as failure or would you see it as a challenge
Lesson,
and
is
a
it?
lesson?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's not that we don't have any room for failure, but let's say if something doesn't go your way and doesn't go the way that you want it to go, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I always see it as a good thing. Like, okay, no money, it's a great thing that happened. Let's figure it out.
Okay, but you know what? Failing while having a child? Have you thought of that?
Of course. I mean, I think after being a mother, really failure is not even on the table right now. Like you got to make it work. Like no matter what I do, I got to make it work. Of course, I can okay, if it doesn't work out, then I just go back to a corporate job or anything. But is that what I want? No, because that's not why I started it in the first place. Yeah. So being on choosing this path, although I know it would be difficult, but at the end goal of it is to give me back the time freedom that I want to have with my son, right? Yeah, and I feel that it has helped a lot in a way, or he has, let's say, few trips. I can just not work for the day and I can go with him. I don't even need to take
Because now
leave
you
and
have
everything,
employees
right?
lah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so little things like that. And then I was sharing earlier, I was working on Sundays, but then now I can make it a point where, okay, no, Sundays we are closed. Nobody's working, not even my staff, so that we can all have our family day. Things like that. You get to set the rules in that sense. Yeah.
Would you say you're more fulfilled now?
I haven't got the company to where I want it to be, but I think I'm quite contented with the progress we have made so far. Of course, I wish it would be faster or more, As business owners, we always want more, right? But sometimes you need to kind of stop for a while, smell the flowers that you have planted along the way and see, hey, actually, you have done something even though you are so busy, right, every day that you don't see it. But when you stop and then you look back, hey, there's actually a path, that you have already created in that sense. So take that as motivation and keep going.
Yeah. And what's your exit plan? You want to sell the business lah?
I don't know actually. I don't know. I don't
You love
think
it too
that.
much.
Yeah, but a lot of business owners have told me you cannot be emotionally attached to your business.
Yeah.
This is what, and I think it's very easy for men to say that. To be honest, because I feel like for women, right, we are more attached to whatever we do, and this being something that started from my own journey, it will always be closer to my heart. Yeah.
So now if let's say your husband becomes a millionaire or a billionaire and she said, Jolene, you don't have to work anymore.
Oh no, I'm still gonna do it. I haven't got this to where I want it to be.
So you can ask your husband to pour in some more money. Duh.
That's the girl math.
Duh.
Wait, how old is the business now?
2 years plus, yeah.
2 years plus. And what's the biggest difference between like then and now?
Wow, I think it has changed a lot in a way where when we started, this was really nothing, you know. So in a sense, this is not just building a business. We are building a category here as well because it's something brand new. And category builders have it tough lah. Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, but I think more moms are being more aware of freeze drying, like what Cheryl has shared also. And I hope to see that increase more in the next few years. Yeah.
And I mean, we still have a bit of time. I want to talk about an Instagram post that you posted.
Okay.
So she posted, I mean, I'll put the post here, okay?
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a carousel.
Yeah.
And how do I do this? I show and I read. Okay. But basically, she said in the first post, in the first slide, she says, I chose this, but it's damn hard. I wish I was a drop shipper. No clean rooms, no real lives in every gram, no toddler tugging on my sleeve. At my sleeve, just products and profit. I built a business to protect breast milk, to honor what mothers go through. And today, I couldn't even honor a moment with my own child.
Was it the one that you shared?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you shared this.
Yeah.
And okay, and I mean, you just posted this on 8th of July.
Yeah, that's
So
why I said it was very recent.
And how is it like now? What do you learn from this? I mean, apart from like, Sundays I don't work, right? But now when he tugs on you, like, do you like stop work immediately?
I will. So to get me out of that loop, I set alarm. When I tell him 10 minutes, I set alarm for 10 minutes. And
Also, you still tell him 10 minutes.
I mean,
I'm not saying you're a bad mother. I'm just saying, like, you know.
it needs time for me to transition. I need to shut off all the tabs, or at least like compartmentalize those tabs in my head somewhere else. So I need a physical reminder in that sense. So at least I don't need him to tug on me on the second time. When my alarm rings, I go to him.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Do you feel good that you're helping other mothers while you are, I don't want to say being a bad mother, but you're losing yourself as a mother?
I wouldn't say I'm losing myself as a mother though, because there's really no perfection in motherhood. Any mother can relate to what I'm saying here. There's really no perfection, and you just learn. Every day is a learning journey. As a business owner, as a mother, you just learn and get better along the way. Sometimes you guilt trip yourself. Sometimes you feel like shit. But at the end of the day, if you continue to push through and you just learn from whatever mistakes that you made, then that will make you a better person in the right way, right? So yeah.
Okay. So if a genie comes now and say, Jolene, with how your life looks currently, name me 2 to 3 things. Okay, genie usually 3 wishes. Like 3 things that will make your life better. What would it be?
Wow.
Times 3 of yourself.
Yeah, actually, I would love to have a clone of myself. I think that would really help. But I think the number one thing, please give me more money so I can do what I want to do with the business, because funds are, in every business, funds is very important. And with more money, I can probably get there faster, hopefully. And then I can spend more time with my son. Yeah. But I mean, I'm hoping to. So I do bring my son certain days on deliveries with me, because he's like, now he can talk already, right? He's like, I want to go customer house with mama. I said, okay, come with me. So I'll bring
so
him
you
along.
still do your deliveries on your own?
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. I really like to be on the ground to meet the moms that we serve, because that gives that personal connection. And
okay.
I like to hear their stories. You know, it's because of all these stories that gives me the motivation to keep going.
Okay.
Any mom that shares, hey, what you are doing has impacted me on my journey, then it means that what I've set out to do from the start, it's working, right? It's really helping a mother. So compound like compound interest. Hopefully we can help more mothers along the way.
You know what I wanted to say? I'm like, okay, then it really sounds like a you problem, but thank God you added that. Like, I want to have the connection and everything. But if 1.5 years, I in my head, I'm like, oh, your business is automated already, but you still do your own deliveries and everything.
I do. So automation is something that is a little hard for what we do because every breast milk batch that comes in, right, is different, you know. Like if let's say Cheryl sends in her breast milk stash from February and her breast milk stash from, let's say, August, they can also look very different in terms of nutrition and composition. So everything that we do here is highly customized. It's a little hard to automate the process in this way. Of course, I can outsource other things like maybe deliveries. I can, you know, have a logistic partner to work with. But in terms of the processes itself, it's very hard to automate certain stuff in what we do because it's still quite manual and it's very highly customized, individualized.
Also, different like breast milk expiry dates have different processes.
Not so much on expiry dates, but more like the milk that you send in, you have different compositions because we pack to the requirements that moms wants, right? So your breast milk water content can vary from the journey of your pumping journey. And that's how it is because your body makes what your child needs at that point in time. So with that, there's no one size fit all kind of approach to it. Every batch is really done with the processes and calculations batch by batch. Yeah. So it's hard to automate that part. But of course, yes, as a business owner, I've learned that I need to let go of certain things for me to have more time and stuff like that.
Tell them what are some misconceptions of being your own boss or being a girl boss.
In this day and age, it feels like it's very easy to become an entrepreneur, right? Because we have so many resources on our hands. But really, the misconception about being your own boss is that, oh, you have the leeway to do whatever you want to do. But then you don't see that actually there's like times 100 or 1000 of the stresses that is invisible to most people. If you're just an employee, you can shut off, right, your brain when you're off
100%
work.
like, yeah, you're only on work like for 8 hours.
You cannot, man. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that if you want to go down an entrepreneurship journey, you got to be prepared for that. Like your mind has to be really damn strong to go through a lot of hardships and challenges that you will face along the way.
Yeah. Okay, and if let's say you were to restart this both as a mom and as a boss, how would you do it differently?
I actually won't. As cliche as it sounds, I think being an entrepreneur and a mother at the same time kind of also shaped me into who I am today. I have grown a lot as a person in the past 3 years than any other time in my life. Yeah. So if you ask me if I want to change anything, I really, really wouldn't. Yeah. I'm still learning. It's a never-ending journey of learning, of being a mother and a business owner. But I feel that I have now grown the skills to take this more in my stride rather than me previously where I'll be like bogging myself down with like, oh shit, I should have done this or shouldn't have done that kind of thing. Yeah. So I wouldn't change anything actually.
Actually, I'm guilty of this because last time I keep pushing her to be an entrepreneur. She used to cook during COVID days. She used to cook roast pork. It was so good. I mean, this was the time I still eat pork lah. It was so good. It was so good. I'm like, Esther, you don't have to work full time. Just cook the pork. But then now that I see how busy the house is. I mean, last time she lives in a smaller house, only had one oven. But now I see how busy the life is. And at the time also, I wasn't really an entrepreneur yet. I was just starting out. So, but now I really feel like, no lah.
Yeah, it's super tiring. And I was working full time at the same time. So my weekends were burned and I had no time for the kids at all. Because I was doing deliveries on my own and roasting the pork all on my own. So weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, burnt. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I say... I mean, we also don't want to...
Dude, don't end this on a negative note.
Yeah, no,
it's not glamorous, but it's worth it.
I also don't want to like discourage people to start their own business. But I think you need to know what is there on the table to lose. There's so much to lose.
Entrepreneurship...
But there's a lot to gain also.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but I really respect those who can do it.
I actually like entrepreneurial people because like it's always good conversations and then they will understand like really they really understand a lot of struggles. Then you know like this person is built out of like pain and everything.
Yo.
Hey.
Yo.
Especially if they're divorced. Hey.
Are you single mother? Who's who's a single mother here? Not her. Not you for sure.
No, but yeah,
Yes, that's me.
To the parents watching, to the mothers watching, or to anybody watching who, if you guys are a parent and want to be an entrepreneur, know that, there's no such thing as balance. You're going to lose a lot of time with your children. You need to know which one comes first actually at the end of the day. Like, is it your business or is it your child or is it both? Then you need to draw that balance. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of money to lose.
But there's a lot of money to gain.
Yeah, but I
Yes,
think
that also.
as mothers, at the end of the day, we will always find our way.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, just now you said that like when you are a mother, even if you don't know if it can work, you'll make sure it works.
Yeah.
And this one is really very true. I think even for you, not necessarily entrepreneur, like even if you cannot find time, you will make the time somehow. But you don't understand, like you're not a mother. Doesn't matter divorce or what. I happily married, same one.
So if you guys are watching this, please go and support Wonderbewbz because she has been losing sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, for you guys to have breast milk for 25 years.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, 3 years, deal. 3 years.
No,
Do
but
you want to try some?
Do you still have?
No, I don't have anymore. Yeah, but sometimes I do
soon.
squeeze my boobs. What? She soon, yes. But sometimes I just squeeze my boobs and I do have like a little bit of milk come out. But I think that's like just stuck milk, right? I don't know.
The remnants.
Yeah, the remnants.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, dude.
But okay, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much, Jolene, for
you.
coming and sharing
Thanks for
your
having
story.
me.
Thank you.
If you guys have any questions, I will leave all of Jolene's links below.
We love an entrepreneur queen.
Yes, slay.
Riz, what else?
If you guys have anyone you'd like us to interview, let us know. Now, I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.